It feels so funny to be back. Like, I feel like flying long distance and like flying from London to Australia, such a long flight, such like a whirlwind. By the time you get to the airport in the first destination, like when I got to the airport in London, it just feels like you're entering like a portal and you're not going to come out for like 30 hours. It was long. It was honestly so long, but I did it. I made it. I'm home. And then just like landing and it being so hot, like getting into the airport, it was like 1 degree at Heathrow. Leaving the airport of Brisbane, it was like 30 degrees, just like a complete different world. I just think that flying in general is one of those things that humans do, but like, do we actually deep it? Like, it's actually insane. We're flying in like a metal tube in the sky for hours, like so much weight. Planes are so heavy and somehow we're in the sky for like 12 hours at a time. It's actually insane. Anyway, I digress. I'm home, I'm happy, I'm safe, I'm grateful, and I'm literally in paradise. Byron is such a beautiful place. Whenever I leave and then I come back, I'm like shocked at how beautiful it is here. I think that when you live in a place for a while, you do just get kind of used to your surroundings no matter where you are. Even if you are still grateful every day for where you are, it just hits different when you leave and come back. And I'm really feeling that at the moment. And it's also funny because leaving London was not really my decision. Like, it was, in that I chose to come home, I chose to book my flight, but all of the situations and things that were happening in my life that led me to book my flight were out of my control. And like, it wasn't a part of a plan. Like, I wanted to stay in London, I was going to get a job and get my own place, and like I had this whole vision for how my 2024 was going to pan out, and life was just throwing me curveballs, and I felt like I had to sort of move in the way that life was sort of telling me to move. That's what it felt like. It felt like I was like flowing down a river and I'd hit like a bend in the river and it was like, oops, psych, you thought you were going straight but you're actually going left. And coming back now and having time to like settle back into life here, I feel like it was definitely the right decision, and feels like, I don't know, I think that sometimes things happen in life and it might not be part of a plan, but it just kind of ends up working out if you can adapt and go with the flow. Also, it's been interesting coming back and like seeing how I feel being back, because when I left Byron to go to London, like the whole reason I went to London was because my life felt really stagnant and mundane here. Like, Byron's quite a small town. I grew up here and I went to high school here. I moved away to go to uni, but then I moved back after I went to uni, and it just felt like life was so like same, like I was really craving a fresh start and some newness and like vibrance and culture and diversity, and being able to, like in London, just being able to go out and go, you know, I'm just going to go to like a new random like jazz bar that I've never been to and just have like a completely new experience. It feels like in Byron, it's never a new experience. You're always like building on something that already has like 1,000 layers of memory imbued in it. So I was just craving something new, and like really, really craving it, to the point where when I booked my flight, it was a very sporadic decision to move to London. I like had a panic attack one day and I was like, oh my God, I'm really, really anxious and just like stressed and not living my best life here. And I felt like I had to honor what I was feeling and really listen to myself. So I did it. I booked my flight and I went to London. I feel like if I didn't go, I would still be here with that same feeling that was plaguing me, that feeling of stagnance and mundanity. I would have still been sitting in that feeling, which was honestly a really heavy thing to feel. So I'm really glad I followed my heart, followed my intuition, and moved away, even if it was just for 5 months, and even if it didn't end up how I thought it would end up. Like, I've ended up back in the same place, but I feel so different within myself. And I think it just goes to show how important it is to like listen to your feelings and listen to your wants, your desires, and make it possible for yourself to like fulfill what it is that you want to do in life. Like, find a way to make what you want happen. I feel like it's like our duty in life to do what we want and to follow our intuition. And I think that when you start to do that and you start to make decisions that align with what you want, I feel like other things in life start to feel like they fall into place more easily. That's how I feel, at least. But yeah, I feel like I have like new goals now and like new things that I want to work towards. It's so funny, it's not even the end of January and I've already like completely changed my goals for the year, and things are already like not going how I thought they would go. And I think that's just life. Like, you can't really control what happens. You just have to like be able to adapt and be like, oh yeah, okay, let's go this way instead. But I feel like my main goal coming back to Byron now is just to reset. It's funny, it's like all the R words, like reset, recenter, rest, recharge, recalibrate, rejuvenate, all of it. That is what the plan is for like the next week or a couple of weeks. I'll see. But yeah, I want to get back into routine, develop like a nice, solid but flexible morning routine, exercise, just eat well, eat healthy, read more, write more, learn more, just, yeah, live. First things first, today I'm going to do a little workout. I feel like exercising is one of those things that just helps me get on track. Like, I think it's the endorphins, like after you work out. I also love exercising in the morning because I feel like it's one thing, like a major thing to accomplish in the morning, and then everything else in the day just like it doesn't feel that deep because you've already done a workout, you know? So let's exercise. I feel like I kind of just like freestyle most of my workouts. I always love to have my skipping rope to do a bit of cardio, and then I've got these weights here, which I'll use because I have it, but if I didn't have it, I would just use my resistance band. But when I lived in Byron before, I had my gym membership, so I was going to the gym. Although I'm umming and ahhing about getting another gym membership, especially at that same gym, because it just feels like the energy is stagnant. I went there like almost every day before work, and I was just like so drilled into a specific routine, and I just don't want that to be my life anymore. So if I do join a gym, I'll definitely join a different gym, just so that it's something small that feels different and like a change, and not like I'm going back to the same old shit. But for now, we have my driveway and we have my skipping rope and we have these weights. So let's work out. Cut up all these mangoes to freeze the other day and put them in the freezer in a container, but silly me, because now they're all stuck together and I'm like, how do I get the mangoes? This is the answer. This feels dangerous, very dangerous. There we go. Some kale. Matcha, some agave, cashew nuts. Some oat milk. And some water. Now we blend. And it's done. I think I'm just gonna drink it from this cup. Yum. I'm gonna sit down now and I'm gonna do some editing. And then I've also started this job working with a brand and creating content and managing their TikTok account, which is exciting. So I'm doing that 2 days a week at the moment, which is very nice because it is something, it's work, it's money. And it's also very, like, the brand is very aligned with like myself, like it's all about self-care and like wellness. The brand that I'm doing the work for is called Libido. They are like a sexual wellness brand, so they sell like vibrators and lube and massage oil and candles, and they're all about like self-pleasure, self-care. I feel like their values are very aligned with myself, so I'm really pleased that I got that job. I just want to get more sort of freelance work like that because I really do not want to go back to working a 9 to 5 here. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm not. I feel like a big reason why I don't want to go back to working a 9 to 5 is just like it makes life so kind of mundane. I just feel like there's too much structure, and I feel like it takes up so much of my time to a point where it literally feels like an inconvenience to my life because I feel like I have so many other things that I want to pursue and want to pour my time and energy into, and things that I'm passionate about that aren't working a 9 to 5. And then I feel like I can get quite burnt out when I'm working a 9 to 5 because I still want to put in the effort to do all of the other things that I want to do. I just feel like my days and my weekends and just like my life in general was too jam-packed when I was working a 9 to 5, and I want to live a life that is a bit more chilled and relaxed and aligned with myself. I think like doing what I want to do. I want to do what I want to do, and I know what I want to do, and I'm passionate about what I want to do. So I feel like I just want to try really hard and put in a lot of effort to build the life that I want to live, which is doing things that I want to do. And I do really like architecture still, especially like interior spaces, and I love the way that space can affect how we feel. Like when you step into a space that's like designed really nicely, it can fully like alter your mood. And so I do love architecture, interior architecture, but there's just something about the mundanity and structure of going to work 5 days a week in the same place with the same people that I just can't do. I just feel like I have a lot of things that I'm passionate about and interested in, and I feel like it would be a shame to not fully listen to that and not fully do what I want to do. So I'm just trying to do what I want to do, guys. Yum. So in the end I've got the tofu, and then I've got stir-fried cabbage and zucchini, and then just some raw grated beetroot, just because I had it in the fridge. I had like half that I needed to use up, and then on top I've just put furikake seasoning, and I've got rice underneath. Yum. This looks so good. I feel like it was not very smart of me to make a hot bowl of food on a 30-degree day. Sweating already.
How do I zoom?
I think it's this thing. Oh, there we go. The slow zoom. She's found a magical pool.
This slow zoom is so
It's
slow.
so slow.
Okay, this is the most obvious.
It's actually a really pretty colorway. It's very tonal. Like her bathers and her top, and then her hair and her skin with the rocks. Looks beautiful.
All of this is on record.
This is so me. I got home at like 7 from the beach and my friend Amma was saying that she was going to make pesto pasta for dinner, and I was like, oh my god, that sounds so good, I might make pesto pasta as well. So I came home and started making pesto pasta thinking that it was going to be really quick. Like, it was quick. I made the pesto really quickly, made the pasta dough really quickly, but I'm honestly so tired and I'm just here like fucking making pasta. But I think that this is going to be a really nice meal. And it's my last night home alone because my family get back from their holiday tomorrow. Ooh, I dropped a noodle. So I'm just really soaking up this time in the house by myself, and I feel like to cherish that, a nice meal is needed. So homemade pesto, homemade pasta. But anyway, I'm gonna have a quick shower now and then come back down and cook this pasta just so I can fully relax when I eat. I'm honestly exhausted. I'm so tired. It's probably because of the time difference. Like, I feel like I somewhat beat the jet lag. Like, I haven't been waking up in the night or falling asleep during the day, because the time difference is like 10 or 11 or 12 hours or something crazy between London and Australia. But I think I'm just exhausted. Anyway, shower time, dinner time. It's such a gloomy, overcast day today. It's still warm, and I'm still so grateful to be able to be outside in a little top. I was so over the layering life in London. There's something so nice about being outside early in the morning and kind of like hearing the world wake up at the same time, like hearing nature coming alive and seeing birds. There's a big bird flying up there. Seeing the insects buzzing, seeing all the dew on the plants even. All the wet leaves. I don't know, it all just feels so alive. And I like to be out here at this time. I had planned to go for a run this morning, but I woke up and I was just like, it's really not the day for it. It is really not the day for it. My body was kind of sore from exercising yesterday, and I went for a run the day before, so I'm like, let me just take it easy this morning. I feel like I used to be quite like rigid and like structured with my morning routine. I guess I kind of had to be because I was working a 9 to 5 and like I had places to be at certain times, but it feels really nice at the moment to be able to just like do what feels right. But it's so funny being back in a familiar place. I still feel like I'm like settling and easing back into being home. It's interesting, and I'm trying not to force things and trying not to rush myself to feel settled. I don't know, when you go back to a place that is so familiar and that is like, it is home, here is home to me, but I don't know, there's something about like, it almost feels like you unknowingly, unconsciously fall back into like the same, not necessarily patterns, but like the same groove without knowing so. And I feel like I have to make a conscious effort to do things differently, even just like to think differently and feel differently and just like enter a new groove in the same place, you know? I think there's also something about being in a place where you went to high school. Like for example, when I was in London, or just like traveling in general, being in new places, I feel like I have this huge sense of freedom, and freedom in a way that I feel like I can be whoever I want to be, which is true at all times and in all instances, in all places. Like when you're in a place where you have so many memories and there's so much familiarity, there's so much that has been, like there's so many past layers, I feel like those layers do somehow shape the present moment. I don't know, I haven't fully gathered these thoughts yet, hence why I was journaling this morning to try and make sense of things. I feel like I'm always trying to balance in my mind and trying to like discern if thoughts and feelings that I'm having are things that need to be like figured out and unpacked and, you know, pulled apart and put back together again, and what things should just be left and what things should just be, because I do think that sometimes we feel things or we think things and it just is like it's not that deep, but other times I do think there is huge benefit in figuring things out and, you know, getting to the root of things, understanding why you're thinking certain things, why you're feeling certain things. And I guess, yeah, at the moment I'm kind of like, is it that deep? Is it that deep? I don't know. Anyway, let's just drink tea. Look at the sky. Look at the planets. It's so beautiful. Vibration, yeah, positive. This is a reggae